everyone, I'm Ian McCarthy of Lifting for Life, and tonight I'd like to bring you the 10th installment of the Lifting for Life Q&A series, in which I answer your questions on video in under 5 minutes. And today's question comes once again from a YouTube commenter. This person's username is Ivar112, which, as I've said in the past, I'm sure is their legal name. And they say, question for this series. In a recent Snap story, you said you recommend 2 horizontal and 2 vertical pulls for an upper body workout. Given this information, how do you keep your upper body workouts from taking too much time? First of all, I don't recall exactly what I said. What I think I said is that I recommend 2 horizontal and 2 vertical pulls be included in a program as opposed to any one workout. Part of the nature of Snapchat is that things get simplified and condensed and nuance gets lost. And if I ultimately oversimplified my own views and misrepresented them and misled the questioner and potentially other folks, I apologize for that. That's on me, and it's something I'll be more cognizant of moving forward. I do think it is generally advisable to include 2 vertical pulls and 2 horizontal pulls in a program. In my own case, I have been doing that in each upper body workout recently. But ideally, I need 2 hours in which to perform those workouts. So I fear in answering the question of what I do and how I prevent my workouts from running too long, I won't be able to provide tremendous value to folks who aren't able to train that long. So what I'd like to do, with tremendous respect to the questioner, is answer the question of how you can condense that down and address this variety in much shorter workouts. So I think there are at least 3 ways of doing this. The first is to simply distribute it over multiple workouts. If you're doing the traditional lower, upper, or a 6 day per week, lower, upper, you have multiple upper body workouts in which to do different pulling exercises. For example, you could do a pull-up and a chest-supported T-bar row one day, and then a chin-up and a face pull another day. So you would be taking care of that variety, but you wouldn't have to cram it all into one workout. I think that would be particularly well suited to folks who thrive on or favor simplicity. Indeed, a little bit of a sidetrack here, but if someone really values simplicity, you might not even put that many pulling movements in their program. Instead, you might really have them hammer just 1 vertical pull and 1 horizontal pull, and then at some point you remove those and replace them. So again, we're talking about general recommendations here, and you do need to be very aware of the particular context in which you're operating. If we grant that general recommendation, though, let's go back to how do we fit this into a program given shorter workouts. My second recommendation, and one which would be better suited to the folks who are more prone to boredom and want variety, is to include that many movements in each session but pull back on volume for each one. Very simple hypothetical, instead of doing 4 sets per exercise, you do 2. And then you have to do 8 sets total of those 4 exercises. And if you're efficient, I think that would be manageable. And I think those first 2 recommendations will likely work really well for beginners and intermediate folks. I fear that in the case of advanced folks, it might not be sufficient in terms of generating enough stimulus in each session to maximize progress, or to even allow for progress, because it's tough to make progress at all as an advanced training. Admittedly, one way around this is increasing training frequency, and that's why I might have an intermediate person do a lower, upper, and an advanced person do a lower, upper. But another recommendation, given each workout, is to simply use your time more efficiently. Pull back hard on rest periods. Moving back to personal preference and psychology, I think folks who really like training hard and like feeling like they're dying and all this kind of thing at the gym will thrive on this, because you tell them, listen, you need to do these 4 exercises, maybe 2 to 4 sets each. It's going to depend on the exercise and the overall program once again. And you have to do this, and you have to do your pushing exercises, and you have to do your laterals, which I guess would be there's some debate there as to whether that's a push or a pull, and then your arm work, etc., and you have to put all of that in an hour. And there are definitely folks who just absolutely thrive on that. So given time constraints, that's the video. Thank you so much for your time. If you liked it, please like it. Please feel free to comment below. Feedback, positive, negative, neutral. I don't think there are other options. Share it. and ask questions for future videos. See you soon.